right now on Secrets of Louisville Chefs. Fresh, local ingredients and fresh ideas on how to serve them.
It's very simple.
We're on East Market Street in downtown at Decca, and we're going behind the scenes to get the chef's secrets.
Oh, yes.
Meet Chef Annie Petrie and see what she's brought to Louisville from New York and San Francisco.
No fussy presentation here.
The flavors just pop in your mouth.
We're going in the kitchen.
White shrimp with giant proven lima beans, chorizo, and fresh tremolo.
And behind the bar, where the flavors are just as fresh.
We'll top it off with a little ginger beer.
It's Secrets of Louisville Chefs on location at Decca. And it starts right now.
The secret is
Secrets. Secrets.
Give you one more secret.
Secrets.
that's the secret, yeah. It's another good secret.
Hi everybody, Kevin Harned with you again for another edition of Secrets of Louisville Chefs. This time we're in the New Lou district of Louisville along East Market Street. It's amid the finest art galleries in town, the hottest social scene, and if you like it fresh and local, you'll like it here at Decca. Step inside this restored building that dates back to the 1870s and see what's old is new again.
I am so impressed with everything they have done with this facility.
I think it looks beautiful. The amount of work that's been done is gorgeous.
You're greeted by antiques and a bartender with a handlebar mustache. Yet Decca feels very contemporary at the same time. There are 3 different levels here at Decca, 2 intimate dining rooms, each with soaring ceilings. Downstairs, the lower level offers an entirely different atmosphere. It's a large, cozy lounge with original brick and stone on the floor and walls. And if that's not enough, there's a huge outdoor area too, both upstairs and down.
We try to be very fresh and as local as possible. Not too complicated, comforting and simple, but still fresh.
Chef Annie Petrie turns farm fresh food into masterpieces. She comes to Louisville from North Carolina via New York and San Francisco.
Yeah, I just kind of followed my nose and my heart around the country. When I was in San Francisco, I had been in restaurants a long time, and I decided that I wanted to go all the way and go to culinary school. Went to the FCI in Soho and lived the New York life for a little while.
Then it was back to North Carolina to be near family.
That's where I kind of developed more of like a love for seasonal food and developing a relationship with farmers.
With her love for fresh, seasonal food, Chef Annie has hit pay dirt in the bluegrass, enjoying all the treasures of our local farmers.
We actually use a lot of Kentucky Proud ingredients. They're delicious, by the way. The least amount of distance that something has to travel generally means you're getting it fresher when it's actually at its being picked at its peak. If you start with a product that tastes great already, then you can't really mess it up after that. Today we're going to make our spring lettuces salad, and most everything in it is local.
The salad was wonderful.
The presentation was unbelievable. Something that you could photograph and hang the photograph on your wall. It was so beautiful.
We have some local lettuces, and they're just baby lettuces and flowers. They're really delicious, all sorts of flavors. There's little fennel flavors and some bitter green, some floral, delicious edible flowers. And we have a walnut vinaigrette. We're going to dress the bowl, not the lettuce. That way I can make sure that the salt is being dissolved in the dressing and not coating the leaves and making it sandy. And also I can control the amount of vinaigrette that's getting on the leaves so it won't be overdressed. So now I'm going to drag my fingers through the dressing and then through the salad greens to coat lightly, and then always taste. Make sure it doesn't need any more salt, and it's good. So next we're going to put some goat cheese, and this is the Capriole goat cheese, so again a local product. And I'm just going to smear it onto the plate using the back of the spoon, so that way your guests can enjoy as much goat cheese as they would like. They can kind of control how much they get in every bite. And then here we have some walnuts that have been macerated in red wine vinegar and honey. And the vinegar that the walnuts have been soaking in is used for the walnut vinaigrette that we dress the salad with. And I'm going to take some local strawberries. I'm just going to spread those along the plate and then take the lettuce, kind of ball it up gently with my fingers so that it can lay nicely on the plate. I'm going to put a little bit more dressing just around it, just to accent the plate. And that's it. Very simple, seasonal salad.
The salad was beautiful. I enjoyed the vinaigrette that was lightly tossed.
The salad was wonderful.
Sensational flavors indeed. Thank you for the secret, Chef Annie. We're going to get more of them coming up. But first, a little history. As mentioned, this building has stood on East Market Street since the 1870s. And now that it's Decca, you may not recognize it. Most recently, this was the Wayside Christian Mission. The only evidence of that now is a signature cocktail known as the Cider, created to pay tribute to the past. We get the secrets to that from Paul Bontrager, who most people just call the Colonel.
Because I'm a proud member of the Kentucky Colonels. The mustache doesn't hurt. First of all, we're going to take about 6 to 8 of these good-sized mint leaves off of here, tear them up a few times, get that mint oil to release a little bit. We go ahead and dump our bourbon on top of that. This is once again 2 ounces of Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. We've got 1 ounce of lime juice, ½ an ounce of simple syrup. Our simple syrup isn't quite simple, it's cane sugar. We top it off with a little ginger beer, get that effervescence going, take our mint garnish, and there you have with our Cider.
Thanks, Paul, and stay tuned because later the Colonel is going to give up the secrets to his Hot Lips Martini, made with cilantro and chili peppers, among other things. You don't want to miss that, plus more secrets from Decca chef Annie Petrie.
Secrets to rolling cavatelli.
It's fresh pasta with a creamy mushroom sauce that you can do at home.
Oh my goodness, it was fabulous.
The secrets to that when we come back to Decca on Secrets of Louisville Chefs. Kevin Harned back with you, this time at Decca in Louisville's Nulu district on East Market Street. And here you get much more than just dinner. It's an experience.
Part of the reason that experience is so enjoyable here is that you're in such a beautiful environment. You can be outside next to a fountain or a fire pit or downstairs in the cellar and feel kind of like, you know, wrapped in someone's arms down there. It's very comfortable down there. Or in the dining room with tall ceilings and beautiful art on the walls. It's just a very nice and unique experience no matter where you are in the restaurant.
And if you're looking for total privacy, well, there's a room for that too. Perfect for business meetings or proposals of a different type.
We like to make everyone feel comfortable.
It's romantic and vibrant at the same time, both the atmosphere and the food.
The atmosphere and the food really elevate each other.
Chef Annie Petrie is the creator in the kitchen at Decca, and in here, she feels right at home.
It's one of those things I've always loved since I was a kid. Proceeded to learn as much as I could and work every day doing it since then.
From New York to San Francisco, she's worked her way to Kentucky, and she's brought her own brand of fresh flavors that are prepared to perfection.
I've never tasted anything like it at all.
People are raving about this pasta, and wait until you see the secrets behind it.
Secrets to rolling cavatelli. So here we have some of the cavatelli dough, which is made with ricotta cheese. You can make your own. Also has Parmesan Reggiano and bread flour or high gluten flour and water. And then we have this old school cavatelli roller that we found on eBay. That's the secret to the cavatelli. And so we've cut it into strips and we're gonna feed it through the machine. And bear with me, it's a little squeaky. So we just feed it through the grooves and we roll it. And what we end up with are these little ricotta dumplings that look kind of like grubs. Put these on a tray. From here, we're going to blanch them. Now I have some rapidly boiling salted water. I'm going to dump the pasta in there. And when it floats, I'm going to check it. And it should be about done. Before I make the sauce, I've roasted off some shiitake mushrooms, sliced them, and then brown them in butter so they're nice and caramelized. A few thyme sprigs, some lemon juice, salt. We've got a nice big cube of butter here. Some chiffonade of fresh sage. This butter is going to melt and start toasting and turn a nice brown hazelnut color. I'm going to go ahead and add some of the mushrooms that I've roasted just to get them to warm up. And when it gets to the place I want, I'm going to add some lemon juice to stop the browning. Okay, so now it's nice and brown and caramelized. I'm going to turn the heat off just so it doesn't flame. Definitely do that at home so that you don't get a flaming reaction from the lemon juice. Now I'm going to add a little bit of cream. I'm going to add the dumplings. Give it a nice toss. And if it starts to thicken up on you too much, or if the cream starts to break, just add a little bit of the pasta water. Have your plate. I'm going to top it off with some breadcrumbs, just to give it a nice crunch and texture. These are made from our sourdough focaccia, which we've dried out and then toasted with butter and sliced garlic and salt slowly in a saute pan. This took about an hour. And then to finish, just some fried sage leaves. So we just picked some nice sage leaves and fried them in 350-degree oil for about 10 seconds. And there it is, cavatelli.
The pasta was delicious. Oh my goodness, it was fabulous.
There's much more to see on Secrets of Louisville Chefs. Coming up, we'll head back to the bar.
The next cocktail we're going to do is the Hot Lips.
The cocktails kind of reflect the freshness of the food that we serve.
See how the Hot Lips gets its name, plus a fresh way to serve fresh seafood.
And then for our final course, we'll have a white shrimp grilled a la plancha with giant Peruvian lima beans and a tremula sauce.
We're behind the scenes at Decca with all the secrets on Secrets of Louisville Chefs. Kevin Harned with you again on Secrets of Louisville Chefs, the show that takes you inside the kitchens of Louisville's best restaurants. This time, I'm at Decca on East Market Street. It's an amazing place, no matter what the occasion.
We'd like to be able to offer different dining experiences. You can come and have 4 or 5 courses, or you can come and have a glass of wine and a pasta.
With Chef Annie Petrie in the kitchen, you know whatever you get is going to be different. A fresh take on fresh ingredients.
The menu can change every day, once a week, once a month. We're not really on a schedule, just as farmers come to us with new things, or things are at their peak season, or something we just get really excited about, we'll put it on there.
It's a Kentucky proud kitchen for sure. Even the wood under the old school grill comes from right here at home.
That's our wood-fired grill. Everything that we grill for the restaurant comes off there. It is 100% run off of wood. We have a local guy that provides us with some great cherry, pear, and green ash wood that gives a nice flavor to the meats and vegetables that we grill on there.
And the flavors coming off the cast iron griddle are just as spectacular.
So our next dish is white shrimp a la plancha with giant Peruvian lima beans and charmula. A la plancha means on the iron or cooked on a griddle. So here we have it. Our restaurant grade one, but if at home you just use a cast iron skillet on medium high, it's the same effect. So we're gonna peel some shrimp and leave the tail on. First I'm gonna make sure I have a sharp paring knife. I'm gonna hold the shrimp in my left hand with gloves on, and I'm just going to make a small incision with my knife facing outwards down the back and kind of pierce or cut through the shell. And that way I'm deveining it and I'm peeling it at the same time. So I just peel the shell off, and at this point I hold the tail because I don't want that to come off. Hold the tail, peel the shell and the feet. And there you go. If you miss any bits, just use your finger or your knife and pull that out. Here I have some shrimp that I've peeled and deveined. I'm gonna season them with some salt. Just gonna put a little bit of nice olive oil on the plancha. I'm just going to slide the shrimp right onto the oil. We have a dried Spanish chorizo, and I've peeled the paper off and cut it into coins and cut those coins in half. Put the chorizo directly on the shrimp So I have the chorizo on the shrimp so that some of the oil from the sausage will melt out onto the fish and season them a little bit with the paprika. And I don't want them to burn. So when I flip it over, they're going to sear on both sides without burning. So this will take about 2-3 minutes. So now I'm just going to take a fish spatula and just split them. Kind of let them fall on top of the chorizo. And you want to give the nice golden sear on both sides, but you want the center to have a little bit of translucence so it's nice and tender and juicy. 30 more seconds about. So these shrimp are done here. You see how there's a little bit of translucence left, but it's cooked mostly all the way through. It's going to carry over cook a little bit. I don't want to overdo them or else they'll be tough or dry. Now I want to season it again with a little bit more olive oil. Fresh lemon.
Now here's where it gets really interesting with giant lima beans.
I saw the giant Peruvian lima beans available and I decided to try them and I immediately fell in love with them.
And what's not to love?
They're not that green, pasty bean that people have an aversion to. They're kind of like a large butter bean. They're very delicious. And we don't soak them overnight. We actually just cover them with lots of water in a large pan. Don't put salt or anything, no seasoning. And just turn it on low, don't let it simmer. Just let the water heat up and cook it for about 2-3 hours on a really low heat. And it just it soaks up the water and becomes soft and buttery. And then when it's finished, then you add salt and olive oil and the beans just soak the salt up and the olive oil makes them, just accentuates the butteriness of them. And these are San Marzano tomatoes, and these are just roasted at 250 for 2 hours with a little olive oil and salt. So I chop these up and I'm going to season the beans with them. I'm going to put some of the beans in the pan that have already been cooked. And then I'm going to throw some of the roasted tomatoes in there. This just gives it a little bit of sweetness, nice color, little red chili flake, a little bit of salt, a touch of chicken stock, but you can use the bean water or a little bit of water, some nice quality olive oil. And I'm going to put these in the oven for 5 to 10 minutes. And when they come out, they'll look like this. They'll have this kind of like baked texture to them and a little bit of brown on the tomatoes. So those are ready. So now we're ready to plate. We take the baked beans, and these are hot, and they're going to soak up some of the sauce. That's part of the reason I want them to be a little bit baked and dried. No fussy presentation here. Put the shrimp directly on top of the beans. And any of that chorizo oil that's in the pan, I just want to drizzle that on. And now we're going to finish it with the tremula. It's traditionally a Moroccan marinade for fish, but we're using it here more as like a pesto sauce. It's similar to pesto, but it has, instead of just basil, it has cilantro, basil, cumin, and pistachios, and some lime. It's got a lot of flavor. I'm just going to drizzle that right over there, and the colors are really nice. I have some cilantro sprouts here, and this accentuates the cilantro in the tremula. So I'm just going to lightly sprinkle some on there just for a little freshness. And I'm going to drizzle a little bit of extra virgin olive oil on top. And that's it. White shrimp with giant Peruvian lima beans, chorizo, and fresh tremula.
The flavors just pop in your mouth, and it was phenomenal. It was absolutely delicious.
Awesome stuff from Chef Annie Petrie at Decca. Thanks for the secrets, Annie. And before we go, as promised, it's back to the bar for the secrets to a perfect pairing with that shrimp, known simply as the Hot Lips.
The Hot Lips is one of our tequila-based cocktails. The flavor profile is similar to your traditional margarita, but the addition of some Fresno chilies as well as cilantro. Then we can take a shaker with a little bit of ice. We're going to cut some fresh Fresno chilies. We'll add a couple wheels of those. We're gonna add about 6 to 8 leaves of cilantro, like so. And we're gonna put about 2 ounces fresh Blanco tequila on top of it. We're gonna add 1 ounce of lime juice, and then we're gonna add 1 ounce of ginger syrup. Now we're gonna give this a quick little shake. You're gonna want to strain this out, and you're definitely gonna want to use a smaller strainer as well to catch any of those pepper seeds. We have our little last Fresno chili wheel, which adds the lips, hence Hot Lips.
If you haven't checked out Decca, how about coming down to East Market Street and giving it a try? Or now that you know the secrets, how about putting those fresh flavors to work in the comfort of your own home? If you're looking for the recipes, videos, or a complete restaurant guide, look no further than our website at newlocaltv.com. I'm Kevin Harnett, and on behalf of all of us at B&B Productions, we'll see you next time on Secrets of Louisville Chefs.
The secret is
Secrets. Secrets.
give you one more secret.
Secrets.
That's the secret, yeah.